Now, if you're here, it's probably because you've seen these lamb chops somewhere and you want to know how to make them at home. This is going to be the easiest, simple recipe for you to get these bomb, perfectly seared lamb chops at home. As always, y'all know, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for rocking with me, Breeze Heat family. Let's get straight into it. You're going to take your rack of lamb. I don't know why we call them lamb chops in the black community, but you're going to take your rack of lamb and you're going to go ahead and cut it down. Just like that. If you can see, like, kind of where I'm cutting it, I'm kind of going towards the edge of the other bone. That way, so you can have a thick lamb chop. Try to cut them in consistent pieces so they can all cook evenly. Now, I know some of the pieces are going to be a little smaller than others. Some going to be a little bigger, but just do your best to try to cut them consistently. Like you can have, like I said, so you can have those thick pieces. Like, you see that little bitty piece? And then even going to have to take long, too. But yeah, so you want to basically cut them all up, have them like this. Now we're going to get started with our garlic herb marinade. First, we're going in with some parsley. I would say this is probably like a cup of parsley, half a cup of rosemary, half a cup of thyme. I'm going to dribble in a cup full of olive oil and some garlic paste as well. So this is the garlic paste that I was using. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of that in. Boom. And for some reason, my camera cut out, but basically you're going to go ahead and blend that up until it's well. This is just a little camera shot. It was nice to talk about my blender cutting up. But anyway, we're about to go ahead and get these garlic herb lamb chops marinating. Pour in your green sauce. It's not like green sauce like Caribbean food, but you know, it's green. So we're going to say that your green marinade, garlic herb marinade. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. If you are a little afraid, go ahead and throw on some gloves. I'm just cooking for my family. So that's why I don't have on any gloves at the moment. But you're going to go ahead and make sure that each piece is coated really well into that marinade. Look at that. Yes, that looks so good, y'all. But now it's time to season those bad boys. Measurements and all the ingredients will be listed below. So I went in with some garlic salt at first. Then I added some pepper as well. And then I also added some onion. Oh, my God. Y'all, I was just going to tell y'all it was garlic and onion powder mixed together. In my mind, go say onion. So some garlic and onion powder mixed together. Just a really basic seasoning for these because we're going to let the garlic herb marinade kind of do all of it. Do all the talking. You know what I'm saying? So next, you're going to go ahead and get your hands dirty again. And you better have washed your hands from the first time. We don't do no cross-contamination, no contamination, no none of that. You couldn't really get it crossed. But, you know, we ain't finna have no dirty meat hands all over the kitchen. So next, heat up some grapeseed oil. Go ahead, lay them lamb chops up in there. You want your pan to be hot when you put it on. You don't want it to like be heating up as the food's in there. No, to get a nice sear, you're going to wait until that oil is nice and hot in that cast iron skillet. Use a cast iron skillet if you can. If you can't, still wait until that oil is nice and hot. Like I said, I'm using grapeseed oil just because it has a high temp for it heats up really, really well. Better than olive oil in my opinion. Usually it's used for like frying and stuff, but I like it to have a nice sear. You can also use avocado oil too if you would like. So after about like 3 to 4 minutes, I just went ahead and flipped them. And as you can see, since that one wasn't like in the most heated part of the pan, it didn't get seared the way I wanted it to. But I still let it sit there until it got the sear that I wanted. That's okay, y'all. It don't have to be perfect when y'all flip it every single time. At the end of the day, these are all going to be cooking for the exact same amount of time. We're just going to make sure that this side is going to be crispy like we want it to be because we love a good sear on some lamb chops. I feel like that's actually what brings the flavor, to be honest. And you can just check on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, push it down a little bit, let it get that sear. You're going to see me basically check on it and see if it's the sear that I want it to be, and then flip that on. Now it's time to get these basted. Go ahead, throw some butter in there. I think this is like a tablespoon and a half of butter. Like I said, everything will be listed below. Throw you some butter up in there. I like it to get to all the sides, so I'm being a little impatient and just, you know, moving it around. You could do this if you want to. You could wait for it to melt. I just want it to be all around the pan super fast. So then you're going to add some, this is kind of just like a steak when you baste it. You're going to add some fresh herbs, that rosemary and that thyme up in there. Let that cook down a little bit into that butter, and you're going to tip now be careful. Don't be telling nobody that you burnt up your house because you listen to me. Be careful. When you tip it, you only want to tip it just a little bit. So that way, you know, see how y'all see little tip. There you go. Bow. And so basically the butter is heated and it's also going to keep it juicy. And it's kind of like cooking it on the top a little bit as well. Basting it, keeping that flavor in there. Yes, y'all. Look at this. If you like your lamb chops to be medium rare, after you baste this, go ahead, throw it in the oven. I mean, take it off. If you don't like them medium rare, you're going to sit here probably like 2 more minutes and throw it into your oven on 375 for about 5 minutes, and it'll be the perfect like tender. Look at that sear, y'all. Ooh. And y'all know how we are at Breeze Heat. We're gonna do a nice little close-up of that thing. Look at that. Look at that lamb chop sear, y'all. Nice and juicy. But yeah, this is pretty much it. This is why I call this a very simple recipe. You can just use this recipe for date night, some self-care, whatever it is. But as always, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Bye-bye.